Okay, welcome to the Crow Show. I have a real interesting clip here. I was driving out to get some grub the other day, and I looked up and I thought, oh, they've been chemtrailing. But lo and behold, it was not chemplanes that left what I was seeing in the sky, which I will show you footage of here shortly. So stay tuned, and you will see what left the chemtrail-like residue for hours. And also to show that this is very related to chemtrailing. As I'm filming, lo and behold, an orb shows up, and as we all know, the orbs hang out where they're chemtrailing. So, here we go. And there is the after effects. So you can see the smudgy clouds coming. Very similar to chemtrails. The look that it leaves.
There's a chemtrail right there. Look.
I saw it. And then, on the other side of the sky, we have a chemtrail. And that's not from the air show. The air show is much north, and I'm pointing now southwest. So yeah. So we're going to go backward in time. This is at least 2 hours old. This is probably maybe half an hour old, and this one is just a few minutes old. So what is leaving these trails behind, these persistent trails? Here's the culprits. Well, actually quite a ways north of us, they're having an air show. And I'm going to show you a couple things here. If you remember the clip I did back a while ago, proof that chemtrails are real, I'll show you some of the same characteristics in this skywriting that we see in chemtrails. So here they are laying their trails, and I'll just let you watch for a second. It's actually very precision. It's crazy how accurate they are. They're perfectly in line on the X, Y, and Z axes to do this. Must be computer controlled to be this accurate. At any rate, here in a second I'll load a new clip. I'll let you watch it for a second just so you can see what they're doing. Now you'll notice that when they cut the sprayer, there is residual spray, which is what I demonstrated in my other clip when I was showing actual chemtrail spraying. And when I saw that these trails were persistent, and I'm going to zoom in here, watch when they cut. The guy on the top's thing isn't working as well as the other one. Takes him a bit longer to cut off. But you see the residual, and these guys are being very accurate with their spraying because they're forming letters with it. But if you go back and look at my proof for chemtrails clip, you'll see when they cut their sprayer, the same thing happens. And again, these trails lasted many hours. I don't know, 3, 4. They were still, as the sun was going down, I could still see. But lo and behold, look up there, there is an orb. And I have never filmed an orb when there wasn't chemtrailing. I've never seen an orb or filmed an orb, and I've filmed quite a few, always when chemtrailing is occurring. So there it is. Here's chemtrail technology. I don't know what they're actually spraying, but it's clearly persistent and shares the characteristics. It's being used to entertain people here today, but there's the orb. And while I was shooting this day, I filmed a couple other things, and these little things I filmed them a few times. I'm using a telephoto lens so for anything to be even reasonably in focus, it has to be near the focal plane. You'll notice the chemtrails or the skywriting is slightly out of focus, and watch, you didn't see anything. Now I'm going to take both of these clips and slow them down and color and contrast them, and I'll highlight the object going through, which you couldn't see in the first footage. I think this one comes from the lower left, if I remember correctly. And here he comes. Now I'm going to stop that and blow it up so you can see. And it's not quite in perfect focus, but it's near focus, which means with a telephoto lens, this thing has to be near the focal plane. And I was aiming at those trails really high in the sky, and they were not quite in focus. I was a little shallow on the focus. Here's the second clip. You'll see nothing go through it. Oh, there he is. I highlighted him. Sorry. You see that go through? It kind of arcs there. So I'm thinking, is this a bug or a bird? But when you look at it, it's a little bit out of focus, but not completely blurred. So those are interesting, and I've filmed them many times. At any rate, here's some supporters from Scotland. The brothers Gary and Andy Cameron. Thanks, guys, for supporting me over there in Scotland. They look like they could be my bodyguard if I ever visit there. These guys like to rail against chemtrails, so I'm with them. Right on, guys. Keep it up. And lastly, if you have purchased shirts, please send me images so that I can include them in my clips. And there it is, skywriting, used to entertain the masses, and clearly a lot like chemtrails.